Hello, Donny Carr here. While we're on the topic of distortion, I have one more tip to share with you, and that is multiband distortion. I want to discuss some of the benefits and the creative possibilities you get when you use that technique. Now, there's plugins that do this for you. The first one that comes to mind is Isotope Trash, which is a fantastic plugin. But if you don't have it, you can still use this technique in your projects, and I'm going to show you how in FL Studio using Patcher. Now, if you don't have FL Studio, you can still take something away from this video. You can achieve similar results just in a different way in other DAWs. So, okay, let's dive right in. I'm in the same project that I was previously working in the other videos. I just made a simple sustained bass line to use for this particular demonstration. So here's what we're working with. Okay, so let's hop into the mixer. Let's go to our bass track here and add Patcher. So I need to split this bass sound into multiple frequency bands so I can affect them independently, and that's really easy to do within Patcher. So I'm going to add some plugins to do this for me. The first one is an EQ, and let's pull the EQ open, and let's make our first band. So this will be our low band, so I'll go for a low pass. Let's go for this steep forward curve. I'm going to pull this all the way down to around 150. I think will be a good spot. And oops, I'm going to right click and rename this just low. Repeat the process here. This will be our mid band, so go up to 150 here. And right around, I think, 2.5K. Right click, and this will be the mids. Of course, you can make as many bands as you want. It doesn't have to be 3. You can go crazy with it, but for the demonstration, I'm going to stick with 3. Last time here, let's do the high band. Up to 2.5. And there we go. Rename as our high band. Great. So you can see here, you can mute these by right clicking. So this should be just the high band. Oh, you can barely hear it there. I'm just going to open up the filter a little bit. You can hear that high band, mid band, and the low band. Perfect. That's exactly what we want. So let's affect these bands differently. This is great because if I was doing this, I would more than likely want to keep the low end nice and clean and just don't even touch that really. But then I could apply different treatments, different types of distortions to the high band and the mid band independently of each other. So on the high band, let's add some distortion here. Let's add, I'm just going to go for the, let's try the blood overdrive. And I'm going to add this before the EQ. If I add it after, then it's going to create all these harmonics and it's going to bleed into our other band, probably the mid band, and I want to keep those fairly, separated. So I'm going to add it before. And let's Yeah. Add a little, dirty that up a little bit. Cool. And then on the mid band, let's try a different flavor. Maybe I'll just stick with FL Studio stock plugins. Let's try the wave shaper here. And there we go. Pull this up. Might even put in another point here. Cool. And then I could even mix this in. I don't have to have it full on. I could just tickle in a little bit, or I'll mix it in right there. Cool. Let's hear what that sounds like, you know, in the context of the groove. So let's just turn the low and the high on. And you can adjust the level of the individual bands by this little fader here. Which is nice. I'm just pull this cutoff down a little bit. There you go. It just gives you lots of flexibility, lots of control. We could even take this, you know, a little bit further, and maybe on just the high frequency, the very top end of the bass, we could add some spatial effects. Maybe we could go for just a little bit of reverb up there. So let's add the reverb too here. I'm going to add it before the blood overdrive, so that reverb gets distorted as well, like I mentioned in the other video, or the other tip. Pull that out wide, and I'm just going to solo this top end here. And that could be something interesting to automate too throughout the track. And then perhaps maybe we could add a touch of chorus to the mid band, maybe. I mean, we just go crazy with it. Let's just try that really quick, just for an example. So I'm just going to use Mr. Fruity Chorus here, and let's just solo that. There we go. And you could adjust the bands, you know, to really fit within your mix. If this is too wide, you could, you know, increase the low band. Let's hear how that sounds with everything. So yeah, there you go. The chorus might be a little bit much, but I just wanted to just throw that in there. It's a possibility. That is it for multiband distortion and patcher. Hopefully you took something away from this. Take care, everyone. Cheers.